going, they could cover a lot of territory.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, it is morning. We're excited to get started and get on the trail. But before we do that, we got some oatmeal going on. Make a little bit of coffee. Finish getting ready. Gas up the machine, and then we'll be on the road. Or on the trail, excuse me. Okay, so we've made it to the same spot that we were at yesterday, well, relatively speaking, probably within 50 yards of the spot we were spotting from yesterday. And my thought is, we haven't seen a thing yet, we've classed everything. My thought is that they're on the move, or they're still feeding, and they haven't started moving from feeding to bedding yet. And when they do, I think we'll catch them moving. At least that's my working theory right now. And so we're gonna have a second cup of coffee. It is just a light bit chilly up here. You can probably hear the wind blowing in the microphone. My guess is about the time, and this is the old trick from way back, about the time you pour a cup of coffee, we're going to start seeing stuff. The only reason we're really having coffee, I don't even want coffee, I'm just having coffee because I know that then we'll see animals. Really, I do want coffee. I was lying. Enough wind here. Will you hold that and dump about half an inch of water out of it? Yeah, just enough wind that I couldn't get it to go. Perfect.
You went out.
You dirty little dog. Ooh, that was hot. Fire hot. Oh,
it's too much wind.
Too much wind for the little gizmo. Okay, so we're gonna leave it out of the wind right now, so you don't get to watch the jet boil go, which is really exciting. It's kind of like watching paint dry, but it doesn't take long to boil water. So we're gonna start. We're just gonna keep looking. We'll find something.
All like tons of people, and then
yeah, this area is going to get hunted out again because the access is too good.
We spent the night and then we left with the wolves. Mr. Paddles went from yesterday.
I know. I'm hopeful that we'll see him again today. You know, I think I would normally be down there.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
I think that's where we were at yesterday.
Oh. See, I thought we were trying. It might have been, and we were trying to get to there. I did probably give it a little bit more gusto coming up. There we go.
You don't percolate it?
Oh, what's that?
You don't percolate it, or?
Nope. Just let it sit there and seep. Soak, whatever they call it. Probably some fancy French name, since you know the French make such good coffee.
Is this a French press?
Something really cool. Oh, look at that. A buddy of mine that I used to fish with would make French press coffee, and he'd stir it just a certain way, and he said you got to get this just the right amount of foam on it, and then it's going to be good. I don't know if it's true or not, but I always remember that. Anytime I make French press coffee, I always think of him. I feel like it's about time. So it seems like they're on the move everywhere right now. Tons of them. Like a rock or something. So with the fog and the sun on it, we got a fog bank right where we're spotting. But it's mostly higher than where the animals normally travel, so I'm not really worried about that. Nice morning.
That's good. More than plenty for me. Well, I should open the cup out first. I got some seasoning in there. A little bit of juniper never hurt nobody, right?
No. Okay, so we're looking at paddle ball here. Right, full zoom, no. Okay, there's full zoom. Ray's looking dead at me. It might be the bull from yesterday. He's got really good brow tines on his left side. And again, I don't think that he's 50. I'm going to go back down to the other. You might want to keep a peek on him. I'm going to go see if I can find that other, the two others. Are they below him still?
No, there's three below him.
Okay, because
I don't know. I haven't. Once I saw
one of
him.
those I would have sworn was a spike bull. If he hasn't moved, I'm going to guess they haven't moved. I think he was parallel in him. And they weren't feeling the love. I would have swore that it looked like one of them had tiny spikes, and it looked like he had stuff hanging down around his ears, which I would guess would have been velvet from the spikes, but he was moving hard enough and fast enough, and what was on his head would have been small enough that I couldn't get a clear read on it. Paddle bowl still there?
The paddle bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at my last look. Yeah. Okay, I found one of them.
Okay.
Down to the... Okay, come down from the paddle to where...
I gotta find the paddle. Give me a second here. Okay, I'm on paddle.
And then come down to the first red horizontal stripe. And then move over to the right, and they're moving from left to right. And he just went into the timber again.
Okay, got him. That's the cows, my guess.
That's one of them. I don't know where the other two went.
That's a cow for sure. I'm going to guess they're ahead of her because I was watching 2, and you said there was 3, and I never did see the
third one came in chasing the first 2. Mr. Paddles is still there.
Okay.
Yeah, and that cow is just barely above that first horizontal red stripe. Still moving pretty good clip from left to right. Okay, got the other ones.
Okay.
Or was. Okay, there. She just stepped out. Or one did.
Okay, I see one coming out of to the bottom of the red knob, right?
Yep.
That one's a cow for sure.
And
It just is getting ready to go back in the timber,
oh,
right?
and here comes the second one.
Behind her?
Yep.
Okay, I see one up on top of the timber. You see that one? Little timber knob on the end of the bench that goes down?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay,
And
where's...
the other two are
to the right?
to the right. And see that first green large patch?
Yeah?
They're just down below from that. Right along the edge in the green.
Okay, I'm there, but I'm not seeing anything yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see them both now. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to go to power and see if I can get a good look at
Now
heads.
they're heading up.
Yep. I want that second one who's looking dead away to turn sideways. That's the one I'm interested in.
The third one.
Second one's a spike bull for sure.
Really?
Yep, come and look. You got to wait for him to turn his head here. Watch him as he turns his head here and there. I'd say 10-inch spikes, 12-inch spikes. It's a small spike, but he's a legal bull.
They're definitely looking at the paddle. Oh, yeah.
See it?
Yep, definitely. Small ones.
Yep, but he's a legal bull. Well, let's wait for him to bed.
Okay.
We'll just watch them until they bed down and give them about a half an hour because they may get up and whatnot, and we want to make sure Mr. Paddle doesn't push them again. And so let's let everybody settle in. And
now they're just feeding.
Okay. We'll let everybody settle in and see what they're going to do. I mean, the sun's getting high in the sky, so they should bed soon. And then we'll watch them for about a half an hour and make sure they don't move.
Yep,
and then
now
we'll
they're
put 'em in
moving.
stock. Yeah, they're going to keep moving probably. So he's going to stay with that cow, so we just have to watch that group.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's a legal bull. Agreed?
Yep, agreed.
And they could move all the way down where we saw that bull yesterday. That wouldn't shock me. And in fact, if that's the same bull, he might be going, you know, we're all going to my house. Party time at my house, bro.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to take the spotting scope, go to low power, and see if I can follow him in that. That'd be a good place to bed right there. Only because we could mark it. It'd be nice if they would go somewhere and bed down where we can kind of mark it. Still moving.
Yeah.
I got him coming across. I had him yesterday. I'm looking at that spike. He was just showing me his spikes again. Little glam shot. At the pace they're going, they could cover a lot of territory.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I mean, they're booking now.
Mr. Paddles is pushing the cows.
Yep, I think you're right. Okay, right now they're held up in that patch of timber.
Well, we couldn't get above them because the wind would blow our scent to them.
Depending on how far they go, for crying out loud, they could go all the way to the next county at this pace. I mean, they're not slowing up one bit. I mean, this is the classic almost. They finished feeding and they're going to bed movement kind of thing, other than Paddles seems like maybe he's pushing or not, but
Well, Paddles is way off now.
yeah, so there's no reason that they wouldn't hang up in here somewhere. We've watched them probably a mile go across a huge hillside, and they've went into a big patch of timber. So we're going to watch that timber. I'd be willing to bet they're going to hang up in that timber. And that's probably at least 2-3 miles from us, across on the other side of the drainage. So we're going to watch this. I suspect they're not going to come out of it, and they're going to hang up. That's probably where they're in bed for the day. And it's an unsneakable spot, so good for them. That was smart. I think I have a plan for later. You want to hear my plan for later?
Yeah.
We're going to go up on the other bench on the other side and see if they come back feeding across there this evening.
Okay.
It's really our best play. And if we sat here until it got dark and watched them come and go back across there, we wouldn't get a play on them anyways. And so at least puts us in a position where we can get a shot at them. But we'll watch this timber for half an hour all the way around it, because it's a patch of timber. If they come out, we'll see them. And so we'll watch this and see if they come out. Okay, so we lost a front bearing. This is the inside of the bearing. We have a horrible wobble on this front wheel here on the inside, and you can hear it. Well, you'll be able to hear it when we're driving down the road. It goes clunkety clunkety clunk because the whole bearing's gone. And so that shaft, and I'll show you this later, where that chain ends up going, the front sprocket there has no internal bearing. And so that ends the fun for today. We'll probably stop for lunch on the way out, have a little trail stuff on the way there, but yeah, that right there ends today's fun.
I'm not going to boil water? Or did you already get water?
I got water.
From the creek?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll make sure we boil it for, what'd you say, 3
It
minutes?
says 3 minutes.
Okay, so we'll boil that for 3 minutes to make sure that we don't get ill. Okay, each of these takes 2 cups of water. So probably I have 2 cups of water for each one. So we'll see how that goes. And so we boiled this 3 minutes because allegedly that kills the bacteria that would make you super ill. And somewhere in here, there's a moisture sucker pouch. And so what we have, this is called sweet and sour pork. There. And this is beef stew. There. And 2 cups is 16 ounces. This thing is 16 ounces when it's full. Well, this one's only going to get 14 ounces of water in the beef stew. But, I'll add some cold water later if I have to. And then you're supposed to stir it up a little bit. Especially the corners. It seems like that's the part that always gets icky. You know what I forgot to do? That, boom. And I'm going to zip them shut and let them sit here. Okay, it has been probably 10 minutes. This is the sweet and sour pork. We'll take a look at it here. Well, that doesn't look all that bad if you like sweet and sour pork. I don't eat sweet and sour myself, but whatever. Rice looks good. Looks like there's something green on there, something red in there. Pepper, bell pepper it looks like. And here's the beef stew.
Oh, this is 2.5 servings.
It does kind of look like beef stew. So we'll have lunch and then we're gonna head on out of here, and we'll just go slow and easy. Just because we did take the panel out of it and look at it, and you can see that for sure it's that bearing, which I knew it was, but it's at a cant in there, so we'll just have to go out easy. I think we'll be fine. It's only a few miles out, so we'll just baby them. So we were just talking about calling that moose in just before this, reminiscing about it, because it was certainly the highlight of the trip. And when I first started calling, I couldn't see the moose, but my hunting partner could see it. And what he said is it was walking away, and when I cow called, it turned 180 degrees and stopped and looked. And then when I bull grunted and started raking the brush, it started coming in pretty quickly. When I saw it, it'd come in. I didn't see it for quite a while. And when I saw it, it seemed like he'd hang up and I'd cow call and he'd take a few steps, and then he'd hang up and I'd wait 30 seconds or a minute or two and cow call again, and he'd take a few steps, and it kind of teased him in. But initially, when I first started calling, apparently he turned around and started coming pretty quick, but he was further away. Once he got in close, he got a little timid, and that's what I would expect. Actually, this early in the season, I wouldn't expect him to come to a call at all. The only reason we did it is because it was gone. It seemed like, we'd blown that, and well, he was far enough in the timber that it didn't seem like we had any other chances. So it's like, well, let's just try this. But as he got closer, he got more timid, more cautious, which makes sense. But we called him in.
We saw him again chasing cows this morning.
Oh, and we saw him again then chasing cows this morning. He was running 2 cows, and I predominantly was only looking at a spike fork and a cow, and behind him there were 2 other cows and the paddle bowl. I followed the spike fork in the spotting scope because I didn't want to lose them, because I was hoping that he'd bed down somewhere where we could sneak him. My hunting partner then was following those, but then also watching the paddle bowl, which we determined yesterday wasn't legal anyway, so I wasn't paying any attention to him. The other thing that I forgot to mention yesterday too is that we watched a grizzly bear, a pretty kind of like, I won't say all the way blonde, but pretty light colored on the top and dark chocolate brown legs. Beautiful and fuzzy looking. I mean, looked like a Q-tip. I find it hard to believe he actually caught something, but that's just me. And so, I mean, if they get something, they'll get something. But you're not gonna catch a healthy moose. Maybe a moose calf. They eat a lot of moose calves. But so we're gonna finish lunch and then we'll head out of here. Here's our digs. A couple of Mr. Buddy heaters. This is the big Buddy heater. 2 cots, sleep bags, lamps up on top. Well, that was quite a trip. The first day we called in that bull, which was really exciting. Today we saw a spike. It's not like we for sure could have got it, but we had a plan, and then lost a bearing in here, and so we'll go back and have to do a little maintenance and I guess we would call it a strategic retreat is what we're going to call that. So live to fight another day. So hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the trail.